got quite a bit of rain yesterday and today, about 3.5 inches. And something that's unique about our farm is we have pumps to get rid of this water. So we're gonna go get the pumps running and try and get this water down as fast as we can and try and save the crop that we just planted. So I made a video on this last year. We have these drainage pumps, so when we get a big rain, we can get rid of the water a little bit quicker. We have 2 of them that run off of a belt pulley, which will be running with that M that you just saw. And then another one runs off of PTO. We usually run that with our 1206 or Dad's Kubota. And then we also have 2 that run off electric motors. Those ones are more of a necessity to be able to farm them. They just kick on and off as they need to. The 3 that run off tractors are more of emergency. We only use them if we get a big flooding rain, which we just got. So our ground here is pretty low. There's a big county drainage ditch that I've shown in a couple videos. Those pumps dump into that ditch, but if that ditch comes up, this water will not drain on its own until the ditch goes down. So we actually have to lift the water and push it into that ditch. As you can see, the water is over the road. It's not over the road as bad as I've seen it before, but it is pretty high. We were already fairly wet going into this rain, so the 3.5 inches isn't that much, but it was enough to cause some damage out in the fields. Thankfully, our corn isn't up yet, so if we can get rid of this water pretty quick, we might be able to save it. Leah, hey, what do you think? She is all business. We got the wrong belt. This one isn't long enough. Yeah, so we got the wrong belt for that tractor. It's a little bit too short. We've got about 5 or 6 belts. Whenever we find them at, flea markets or vintage tractor part places, we usually buy them because nobody makes them anymore. But we actually found a belt at a farm show last fall, and we picked it up, and I think that's the one we grabbed. So it's a little too short for that pump, but the other pump that runs off a belt pulley, I don't think we need as long of a belt for, so it should work for that one. So you may have heard me talk about year 2015 in some of my past videos. That was the year that we just got a ton of rain. We got something like 30 inches from the middle of May through the middle of July, and it was just a disaster. Everything was flooded. This road that I'm going down right now, we couldn't even drive on it for about a month because the water was 2 feet deep. We ran those pumps non-stop for a long time, and it just felt like we weren't getting anywhere. But if we wouldn't have run them, it would have been a lot worse. So anyways, we're back here at the pump. We're gonna see if we can get this thing going. Ideally, you want the belt centered on each pulley. That way it's not dragging on that plate and it doesn't slide off the pulley. It's really hard to get it set sometimes. In the last video, I had really good luck with it, but this one we might struggle a little more. As you can see, it's running a little high on that pulley. This tractor is a 1941 Farmall M, and it amazes me how well it runs after, what would that be, 80 years? 79 years? This is the pipe that it's coming out. You can't really tell because the water is as high as the water coming out of the pipe.
Hi, Leah.
Well, we gotta change a pulley. And that's why we buy spares. Leah didn't like that. We got the other pulley installed. We're gonna hook it up and see if we can get this thing going. This pulley is a little bit smaller. This is a 9.5-inch pulley. The one that blew up was a 10.5. So anyways, the pump should run a little bit faster now. Hopefully the tractor has enough power. It should be fine though. Got the M running. This other pump that we got runs off the PTO with the jack shaft. That one actually has 3 V-belts that run it. This one works pretty well. We can pretty much run it whenever. The problem that we have with those flat belts is if it actually starts raining and the belt gets wet, it'll throw the belt off. So you have to wait until it's done raining before you can start that pump up, which is kind of an issue. So we've always wanted to switch that one over to PTO drive, but it would be really expensive to do so, and we really don't use the pumps that often to be able to justify doing that. So for now, the M works pretty well. So that pump on that tractor, I always thought it was 12,000 gallons per minute, but I just looked at it and it's stamped on the side 19,000 gallons per minute. Now, the last video I've had some people argue that and say it's gallons per hour, but there is a lot of water coming out of that pipe, and I have no way of checking to see if that's accurate. I would bet that it's gallons per minute, because that is probably, I don't know, a 24-inch pipe, and it runs half to 3/4 full of water. Now it's low pressure, so it doesn't take a lot of horsepower to move it, but if you were filling tanks with that thing, it wouldn't take long to fill up. So there you have it. These are our drainage pumps. They're something that we're glad we have, but we hope we never have to use them. We'll probably be running at least this pump and that one for quite a while until we get this water down, maybe over the next couple days. So far that old M's been running great. That pulley that we put on is working well. So as long as we don't have anything else come apart, we're just gonna keep that thing running, see if we can get this water down. So this video I'll probably release before some of my planting videos that I already have filmed. That'll just kind of break up the monotony a little bit. So the next couple videos will be from before this video. We're actually down to our last 150 acres to plant. We have 40 acres of corn left and 110 acres of beans left. So as soon as this dries up, we should be able to knock it out in a day. It'll be a while before we get back in the field. So once again, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next one.